Africa, the land of vast natural wealth, is home to some of the richest oil reserves in the world. From Nigeria to Angola, from Libya to Ghana, the continent has been shaped by the discovery and exploitation of oil. But behind the promise of prosperity lies a complex reality. One of economic booms, political struggles, environmental concerns, and the quest for sustainable development. Join us as we take a deep dive into the oil industry in Africa, its history, its present challenges, and the future that lies ahead. Oil was first discovered in Africa in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Libya saw its first oil well in 1959, while Nigeria struck black gold in 1956 at Oloibiri. Angola, Gabon, Algeria, and Egypt followed with their own significant oil finds. The promise of oil wealth attracted foreign investments, but it also set the stage for decades of colonial and post-colonial exploitation. During the 20th century, global companies such as Shell, ExxonMobil, and Total Energies established operations across the continent, influencing economic policies and political landscapes. For some nations, oil became a ticket to rapid development, but for others, it became a curse, leading to corruption, mismanagement, and even civil wars. Africa's top oil producers today include Nigeria, Angola, Libya, Algeria, and Egypt. These nations, along with emerging players like Ghana and Uganda, contribute significantly to global oil markets. Multinational corporations such as BP, Chevron, Eni, and Chinese state-backed firms have major stakes in African oil blocks. However, state-owned companies like Nigeria's NNPC, Algeria's Sonatrach, and Angola's Sonangol also play key roles in managing national reserves and revenues. Oil wealth has transformed African economies, contributing to national GDPs and government revenues. In Nigeria, oil accounts for over 90% of export earnings. But reliance on oil has also led to the phenomenon known as the resource curse. Countries rich in oil often experience economic instability due to price fluctuations, corruption, and over-reliance on a single commodity. Moreover, while oil generates billions of dollars, much of Africa's population still struggles with poverty and underdevelopment. Why? The answer lies in governance, mismanagement, and the lack of reinvestment into other sectors. The oil industry has left a significant environmental footprint in Africa. From oil spills in the Niger Delta to gas flaring in Angola, communities bear the brunt of industrial pollution. Rivers and farmlands are contaminated, livelihoods destroyed, and health issues rise due to exposure to toxic waste. In Nigeria's Ogoniland, decades of oil spills have led to one of the worst environmental disasters in history. Despite cleanup efforts, the scars remain. Meanwhile, in North Africa, Algeria and Libya face water resource challenges as oil production competes with agricultural needs. Oil is deeply political. Many African nations have experienced coups, conflicts, and political instability linked to oil wealth. From the Biafra War in Nigeria to Angola's decades-long civil war, oil has been a double-edged sword. International interests further complicate the scene, with global powers vying for control over African oil fields. While China invests heavily in infrastructure for oil deals, Western nations and corporations push for favorable contracts. Beyond governments and corporations, local communities live with the day-to-day realities of oil extraction. While some benefit from employment and infrastructure development, others suffer displacement, loss of livelihoods, and social unrest. The tension between oil companies and host communities has led to militant movements, such as the Niger Delta Avengers, who demand better compensation and environmental restoration. This struggle reflects a broader issue: who truly benefits from Africa's oil wealth. Advancements in technology are changing the oil landscape in Africa. From improved drilling techniques to enhanced oil recovery methods, innovation plays a crucial role in maximizing efficiency while reducing environmental impact. Countries like Angola are investing in deepwater drilling, while others explore digital monitoring systems to prevent leaks and spills. At the same time, discussions around carbon capture and renewable integration are gaining traction. As the world moves toward renewable energy, Africa's oil industry faces both challenges and opportunities. While crude oil demand may decline in the future, African nations are strategically positioning themselves in global energy markets by exploring gas, hydrogen, and solar power investments. Nigeria and Angola are expanding their natural gas projects to serve European markets, while North African nations like Egypt and Algeria invest in hydrogen production to remain key players in the global energy transition. Despite its challenges, oil has brought significant benefits to Africa. Revenues from oil have funded infrastructure projects, built hospitals and schools, and created job opportunities. Countries like Ghana and Angola have used oil wealth to improve transportation networks and expand public services. In Nigeria, oil revenues have contributed to funding higher education through initiatives like the Petroleum Trust Fund, benefiting thousands of students. Meanwhile, countries like Algeria have invested in social programs, providing subsidies for fuel and food. Oil has also been a key driver of economic diversification in Africa. Some nations are leveraging oil revenues to develop industries such as manufacturing, agriculture, and tourism. As the global energy landscape shifts, what is the future of Africa's oil industry? Experts suggest that while oil will remain important for decades, African nations must diversify their economies and invest in green energy solutions. Countries like Morocco and South Africa are leading in renewable energy investments, setting an example for all rich nations. With better governance, economic planning, and a focus on sustainability, Africa can transform its oil wealth into lasting prosperity. The story of oil in Africa is still being written. The choices made today will determine whether this resource is a blessing or a burden for future generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Africa's oil industry. Until next time.